Hello, good evening. My name is Bob Morris. I'm the Director of Music here at Westminster Presbyterian Church, and we are thrilled that you've joined us for this amazing evening of live jazz music. Sit back and relax. I'd like to introduce our host for this evening, Mr. Joe Wren.
I'm going to start off with a beautiful song called Christo Redentor. Victoria Provost will be singing. Thank you, Victoria. Just beautiful. That is a beautiful song called Christo Redentor. And there's a great backstory with that song. You saw some of the video that John was playing during that. A man named Duke Pearson was a great jazz piano player. He was touring with one of my favorites, the late and great Miss Nancy Wilson. They were touring, they were coming into the Rio de Janeiro airport and saw the Christ the Redeemer statue. He was so moved by this sight that by the time the plane had landed, he had written that song. And he gave it to his friend Donald Byrd, like in the early 60s, 64, I think, and Donald Byrd recorded that, and it was a huge hit. We just meant that as kind of a centering song, just something to get peaceful and calm. Our hope tonight is called Our Spiritual Journey, according to jazz, as told through jazz. We've picked a number of jazz standards with beautiful titles that fit the spiritual journey path. I'm thinking about Anne Hatfield. Some of her sermons recently, she had a motif of over and over and over again. And one thing that she mentioned was we're invited over and over again to a relationship with God, a relationship with Jesus. And our spiritual journey starts when we accept that invitation. So here's our first song to mark the beginning of our spiritual journey. It's called Invitation. And after we accept that invitation, it's time for us to get to work. We typically sign up to a beautiful church like this, and we are so fortunate to be part of a place like Westminster Presbyterian. There's so many things to plug into, get involved with. We start doing our Bible study. There's so many ministries, music ministry, thrift shop, hospitality ministry, so many things we could do, so much outreach here. So we get to work and we sign up to do it for the long term. We hear our pastors speak every week, Jesus, until you come again. So this next phase of our spiritual journey is getting to work for the long term. We have 2 songs that try to capture that. The first one is a great song by Nat and Cannonball Adderley. It's called The Work Song, and I think you're going to recognize the second one. So here is The Work Song. Thank you, guys. That was fun. So we're on our journey. We've begun. We've plugged in for the long haul. We decided we're in this, and then life kicks in. There's always trouble. There's trials. There's times when our faith is even shaken. There's a reflection that was put out many, many years ago that has helped so many people in that time when they doubt things. Where is God? I need God now. Where is God? How can this happen? And this reflection is called Footprints, and it was about a guy, praying, reflecting with God, his walk with God, and he saw this two sets of footprints along the beach. And as he reflected on his life, he saw the tough parts of his life, and he only saw one set of footprints on the beach there. And he's wondering, God, where were you during those times I really needed you? And God's reply was, that was then that I was carrying you. So just as a reminder on our spiritual journey, God is always with us. And here's a great song that hopefully will remind us of that. It's called Footprints. And going to feature our bass player on that, Mr. Rob Cochran on the bass. Thank you. Mr. Rob Cochran on the bass. And most of you know, by the way, Marianne Wren is on the drums tonight. And our dear friend and world-class player, Mr. Rick Copes, is on piano. And I mentioned her before, but the beautiful Victoria Provost sang that first song for us, Christo Redentor. Thank you, Victoria. You know, a lot of scholars say that 60 to 80% of Jesus' ministry talked about one word, and that word is forgiveness. Don Lincoln had a great sermon this morning about that, the power of forgiveness and the gratitude that we feel when we are forgiven. But we saw Jesus talk about it in parables, in his example throughout his entire ministry, but we don't have to look much further than the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. The Catholics say, forgive us our trespasses, and as we forgive those who trespass against us. So we like to pick a few songs and focus on the second half of that. It was us doing the forgiving, our part of the forgiveness equation. Because we're called to forgive, and we're called to be merciful. So this song hopefully will capture what we're supposed to show. Great song by Joe Zawinul, Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. Well, that's a fun song. And while we're at it, I'd like to just thank John Frost and Tom Pennington and Justin Morris for doing the awesome job of making this live stream happen. They're doing all the magic behind the curtain. So thank you, guys. Bob Morris.
Joe and friends, thank you so much for inspiring us tonight, for weaving these songs into our own personal faith journey. We are blessed. I know you're blessed at home. Thank you so much. We would like you to consider supporting the music ministry here at Westminster. We would be very grateful for any gift you could send in the church. You can do that in 3 special ways. I'm going to ask you to put the text up for me. Thank you. You can do online giving. You can mail a check into the church. And you can also text give. We would be very grateful for anything you can to give to let the music continue here at Westminster. And I'm going to ask you to put the next picture up, John. Next month, we have a wonderful program, Hymns and Their Stories. Joan and Ron Giles, both members here. Joan, a pianist, Ron Giles, a baritone, will do a beautiful hour program, Hymns and Their Stories, Sunday, April 18th at 7 p.m. We would love for you to be prepared to sing along with them, and they'll have music on the screen for you to join them at home. So thank you. Looking forward to that next month. Mark your calendars. And we are thrilled to start the second half of the concert. I know you are too. So let's turn it back to Joe and friends.
Thank you, Bob. We're going to continue on with our idea of forgiveness, and in particular, our role in that journey. Don's beautiful sermon today talked about the gratitude that we feel when we are forgiven and we realize that we're forgiven. And we, in turn, hopefully pass that on. But in preparing these forgiveness songs, what I'm calling the forgiveness songs, I did some research, and I'd like to share with you just a few things about the power of forgiveness that come from none other than Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, and other philosophers and therapists. That it was inspiring to me. I'm going to start off with something that just set the stage. It was from a renowned Christian author. I hope I say his name right. Lewis B. Smedes, I think is how you say it. But listen to this sentence about forgiveness. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. This is from Karen Schwartz at Johns Hopkins. Forgiveness is not just about saying the words. It is an active process in which you make a conscious decision to let go of negative feelings, whether the person deserves it or not. As you release the anger, resentment, and hostility, you begin to feel empathy, compassion, and sometimes even affection for the person who wronged you. This is from the Mayo Clinic staff. Holding on to resentment can sour you and keep you from finding peace, which is where we're driving today. The goal of our spiritual journey is that peace. When you forgive, your emotional wounds can't close and heal. When you can't forgive, your emotional wounds get stuck there. Why is forgiveness so powerful? Forgiveness does not erase the past, but looks upon it with compassion. To withhold forgiveness keeps alive emotions of hurt, anger, and blame, which discolor your perception of life. Nelson Mandela, during his apartheid fight, forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear, and that is why it's such a powerful weapon. This is from therapist Kim Eggle. When you forgive, you're not saying what someone did was okay. You've decided to let go of the burden of being stuck with those unresolved emotions. Forgiveness allows you to let go of pain and continue with a lighter heart. Forgiveness, in other words, enables you to begin moving away from anger and resentment before they seep into all areas of your life. Richard Rohr, I know John Frost has referred to him often in his sermons. This is a powerful phrase. If we don't deal with what's lurking under the surface inside of us, we will project it onto everyone else. So if you believe that, and I certainly do, if someone wrongs us and we push that off to somebody else, we're part of that problem. We're called as Christians to forgive and to break that cycle. So the practice of forgiveness is what will change us for the positive. I can imagine that somebody who practices forgiveness on a regular basis, the things that used to bother them, they say, that doesn't bother me as much anymore. And now that I've gotten into my forgiveness practice, I think after a while they can say, this forgiveness thing really works. I think I'm beginning to see the light. Well, our hope is that we've convinced you that forgiveness practice works. Doing it on the long haul will make our lives better. We move the peace forward. And I can imagine somebody that practices over a long period of time, they just feel like, and it's kind of coincidental because it's the beginning of spring now and how great that feels. When the first day of spring you get out, you have, no pun intended, a spring in your step, the sounds, the smells. It just is like a reawakening. And I fervently believe that forgiveness practice over time can make every day feel like Freddie Hubbard's Up Jump Spring. great song. Well, our journey through our whole spiritual time is toward peace. Through forgiveness is the beeline approach, I'm sure. So we are going toward peace, peace within ourselves, peace within our family, and peace from there. Here to bring us home with that message is our favorite singer, Mr. Bob Morris. He's going to sing a Horace Silver jazz classic to bring us home. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us tonight. Peace.
There's a place that I know where the sycamores grow and daffodils have their fun, where the cares of the day seem to slowly fade away in the glow of the evening sun. When the day is done, if I go there real late, let my mind meditate on everything to be done. If I search deep inside, let my conscience be my guide, then the answers are sure to come. Don't have to worry none. There's a place that I know where the sycamores grow and daffodils have their fun, where the cares of the day seem to slowly fade away in the glow of the evening sun. Peace when the day is done. Don't have to worry.